All right. So we hear a lot about these huge financial goals, right? Like hitting six figures or becoming a millionaire. But what if the most important number, the one that really truly changes the game, is a lot smaller? Today, we're going to explore why $10,000 is such a massive psychological milestone. I think we all know this feeling. It's 3 a.m., you're just staring at the ceiling, and your mind is just racing through every worst-case scenario. What if the car breaks down? What if the dog gets sick? What if I lose my job? It's this low-level hum of anxiety that just kind of follows you around. It's a constant state of financial stress. But what if there was a specific dollar amount that could just quiet that anxiety? A real tangible number that could be the antidote to those 3 a.m. worries. Well, that's exactly the idea we're going to break down. So, before we get to the solution, we really have to understand the problem. And that problem is living in what you could call financial survival mode. And this mode, it has a daily reality, doesn't it? It's that mental math you're doing in every aisle of the grocery store. It's making excuses to get out of dinner with friends because the budget is just too tight. It's that pit in your stomach when the mail comes, worrying that every envelope is another bill you can't handle. You're not making choices, you're just reacting. You're constantly playing financial defense. And this really gets to the core of the mindset shift. On one hand, you have decisions based on fear. Every move feels like it could be a disaster. But on the other hand, you have decisions based on options. When you have that safety net, those same challenges suddenly become manageable. You're not operating out of scarcity anymore. You're operating from a place of possibility. Okay, so let's talk about the solution. If survival mode is the problem, then there's a very specific milestone that acts as the tipping point to get you out. And that number, it's probably not what you think. It's not $1 million, it's not even 100,000. It's 10,000. For most people, this is the amount where the psychological ground beneath their feet finally starts to feel solid, maybe for the very first time. You know, the most powerful changes that happen when you hit this number, they're not even external. They're internal. They happen right inside your own brain and your own body. And this change really starts with a hormone you've probably heard of, cortisol. It's the body's main stress hormone. And what's fascinating is that neuroscientists have found that having financial security literally directly reduces your cortisol levels. So this isn't just a feeling of relief, it is a measurable biological change. So let's walk through that chain reaction. First, you have the financial cushion. That creates a sense of perceived safety. Your brain picks up on that signal of safety and tells your body to produce less cortisol. And with less of that stress hormone flooding your system, you can think more calmly, more rationally. You literally unlock a huge amount of mental energy. Let me give you a really simple example. Think about your car's check engine light. Before you have savings, that light coming on can feel like a catastrophe. It's instant panic. But with $10,000 in the bank, that same light is just an annoyance. Yeah, it's inconvenient for sure, but it's not a disaster. And that shift from panic to annoyance, well, that's everything. Okay, so that internal peace of mind we just talked about, it starts to create massive shifts externally. It unlocks new real-world options. And, believe it or not, it even starts to change how you see yourself. Just look at it from a practical standpoint. $10,000 is so powerful because it basically makes you immune to the most common financial curveballs that derail the average household. A big car repair, unexpected dental work, an urgent medical bill, even losing your job for a couple of months. That $10,000 can absorb those shocks without sending you spiraling into debt. And that cushion gives you something else, something incredibly powerful. It's often called walking away money. What's that? It's the confidence to go ask for that promotion, to negotiate for a better salary, or even to leave a toxic job because you know you'll be okay while you figure out your next move. You're no longer making decisions from a place of desperation. But really, the hardest part of all this isn't just saving the money itself. It's developing the identity of someone who saves money. The journey to $10,000 forces you to change. You learn to delay gratification. You get really clear on wants versus needs. You stop being just a spender, and you become a saver, someone who builds, a disciplined owner of capital. All right, let's wrap this up. That first $10,000, it's not the end goal of building wealth. Not at all. But it is the absolute, indispensable foundation for everything that comes next. The most valuable thing this milestone really buys you is breathing room. When you're not constantly worried about just surviving, You finally have the mental space to think strategically, not just reactively. You can actually start looking into investing, planning for retirement, maybe even thinking about a side project. You get to switch from playing defense to playing offense. And that really brings us to the most important takeaway here. The money, it's just a number. The real prize is the person you become while saving it. It's the discipline, the confidence, the new identity you forge along the way. That transformation is what actually sets you up for a lifetime of financial well-being. Because in the end, the question isn't just about reaching the number, it's about what you're going to build on that new foundation.